What's up, motherfuckers? How you doing today? This is Robin. This is me reading stuff. What's new? We're getting close to the holidays. I will tell you what I just did. I've had a very stressful day. Very, 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 very stressful. Most stressful I can remember in probably a year. And I had to throw something away. So I go over to my trash can and I decided to just throw it so hard in the trash. And it was kind of a heavy object. I can't even remember what it was now, but I just like slammed it in the trash can. And it was awesome because not only did it take out my aggression, I like throwing things hard, number one. I never do this though, but what I realized when I did it, it was the end of a pear. It was almost like a pear core. Yeah, it was the pear core. Slammed it in there. Not only did it feel good to me mentally, spiritually, physically, and it also pushed all the trash down. You know how when you need to push your trash down, which is always gross, you got to find like the cleanest thing to push the trash in, and you oftentimes can't find it because it's a trash can, so things aren't really clean. I hate that. First of all, I hate everything about trash cans. I hate everything about recycling. I really hate everything about compost, which I now have in the Pacific Northwest. I've never lived anywhere where people did a compost bin, but now that's kind of required around here. So it's all so sickening to me. I mean, well, look, I support composting. That's great. I love it. But when you're from Texas, you're used to being very fearful of bugs. I mean, if you do composting in Texas, you're going to have more disgusting vermin and insects than you can imagine crawling around your house trying to get into that compost. So anyway, but here it's not a big deal, I guess. So I'm learning. But anyway, back to I hate all this stuff, but that is a really good tip now. So you get your heaviest item that you're putting in the trash can, you just throw it really hard. Get all of your passion out. Well, you don't get passion out. You want to keep your passion, right? But you want to get your aggression and anger out. And it worked. So anyway, back to you guys. How are things going? Tell me this. Do you like oatmeal? Do you ever eat it? If so, what do you put on it? I like the idea of putting fried egg on top of oatmeal, but I never have done it. Isn't that interesting? But I think I already told you guys my favorite breakfast is rice with a fried egg on top. And, hey, listener Kate, she also agrees. Somebody wrote in about that. Somebody very special. Okay, so yeah, all right, what is another question I have for you? Are you mad at anybody right now? Are you secretly obsessed with anybody right now? Do you find yourself to be obsessive, and are you okay with that, or does it bother you? How many books are you reading right now? I'm in the middle. I'm reading, oh my God, along with a lot of other things, I just finished reading Cunningham's The Hours. I don't know where it was because I was at the library and it was on display, and I actually love the movie The Hours, and I was like, oh, I bet the book's good. Let's do this backwards. And I love Virginia Woolf, and I love learning about her. But really, from the movie, my favorite storyline is the one with Julianne Moore. That's really devastating. Anyway, if you guys, I don't want to give anything away, but The Hours I really highly recommend. So I keep saying and I'm driving myself crazy. So because I just finished The Hours, I read it in like 3 days. I stumbled upon at my new bookstore that I just found nearby, the Diaries of Virginia Woolf. I got a few volumes of them. So I started to read them kind of skipping around. I love a book that I can skip around with, you know? And the one thing that's stuck out in my mind about one entry was she and her husband had to have visitors for 3 or 4 days. So they were hosting, and they had to be involved with their hosting duties. And she said, you know, and then she was writing about trying to get back into writing and working and doing her thing and reading. And she said she couldn't do it because of the wreckage of daily conversation. That's not an exact quote, but the word was definitely wreckage, and I loved it. So I'm having a day like that where I had 5. It ended up being 5 different appointments, and I had about 10 different calls to make about various things. And so it was just constantly talking about shit that isn't even exciting, just like, you know, daily, household, dull, necessary, appointment, do you do this, how much does this cost, blah, 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 ugh. It was just an entire day, and I'm not even done, and a lot of it didn't get accomplished properly, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just being a little bit selfish with my time right now. I would really rather, there's some things I want to get done that are really important to me, and I wasn't even able to contemplate them or think about them for a split second, and so I'm just feeling really off right now. But anyway, back to you. So I was asking you, I don't remember what I was asking you, but what TV show are you binge watching right now? And by the way, binge watching can also be on DVD form still, just FYI. I am still, by the way, I'm still watching The Sopranos. I'm in the final season, so no spoilers, please. But, oh my God. I was about to give a spoiler about somebody who died last season, but anyway, there have been some crazy deaths, crazy situations. I love this show so much. And I do think about pasta a lot. Oh my God, this week I made the craziest pasta I've made it 2 nights in a row. And do you want me to tell you? All right, I'll tell you and then I will read to you. Basically, you get any kind of pasta would work, but I had linguine. And you're going ahead, you're boiling that. And in the meantime, you're over here in a pan with garlic. Thinly sliced garlic. Put it in some olive oil. And you're going to get that to a brown. The garlic's going to be almost crispy. Just brown. Take it off, let it sit. It'll continue to brown. Now you got crispy garlic and garlic oil, okay? Now in that same pan, go ahead and put a little more, go ahead and put butter in there now. And then chopped, like diced garlic, finely chopped garlic. Put that in there. Make sure you're not going to burn that. Get it, medium, kind of just a low to medium heat. Get that going for a while along with some red pepper flakes. Then, this is when you get crazy. Then you put soy sauce, whatever you want. This is for a single serving, by the way. Soy sauce. And then the killer oyster sauce. Soy sauce and oyster sauce. Now, this combo of Italian and then Thai and whatever else, and Chinese, it all starts to be this amazing mix of flavors. And then we're not done yet. Because then once you pull your pasta out of the pasta water, go ahead with tongs, stir it on up with all that other stuff. Then you're going to top it with, you don't expect this, you might try Parmesan, but I didn't have any, so I did cotija cheese. You could do crumbled feta. You could do Parmesan. I happen to have parsley. Put that on top. And then don't forget that you crisp up those garlic slices. Put that with a little drizzle of oil on top. And oh my God, you're welcome. Please try it. Or, it's a good base because I was thinking, oh my God, you could put a protein in there. You could try plum sauce instead of oyster sauce, but I wouldn't recommend. I think oyster sauce, first of all, pantry staple for me. I love it. And anyway, I was so impressed. I will say, I know this is sad. Now I haven't been to Italy, but I've eaten pasta at really great restaurants and I've made homemade pasta. And I've had other people's homemade pasta, and I've been to great restaurants with pasta. Whoops, I'm sorry about that noise. Can I just say it? I'm not that great of a cook. I'm never going to claim to be. I love to cook, but I'm not amazing at it. But this pasta was the best pasta I've ever had. And it was just boxed linguine, but it was that weird combo of things. So anyway, oh, you guys, I think I've asked you enough questions, but I do want to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how ready for the holiday season are you? And I also want to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you today? Me, I wouldn't say I was sad yesterday. I was an 8 out of 10 yesterday. Today I'm not sad, I'm just annoyed with being alive. So you know how I said I'm kind of, I always say I don't love being alive. I didn't ask to be here. I try to enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, and I laugh every day. But I don't really like this whole thing. No, I would never sign up again. In fact, I had this realization. Damien was asking me a question. I don't know how something happened where I was imagining waking up at when I was in 4th grade again or 6th grade, and you wake up in your old room when you're in 6th grade. This was something a scenario he was putting into my head, and you can't escape it. You got to live your whole life over again. And it would be really hard to not get me to bow out. I would be like, I can't There's no way I can go through all of this again. Are you kidding me? I've come a long way. This has been hard work to get to age 42 and a half, and I'm not doing this again. So anyway, if you guys, and it's not about, we weren't talking about what would you change or anything like that. It was just the premise of having to do this again. Whoa, talk about exhausting. I'm exhausted, but I'll tell you this as well. I've been very sedentary. I've complained about this to you guys. For 2 weeks, have exercised every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I'm doing things like jazzercise, like hip-hop dance class. By the way, this is all on my computer in my studio. I set up, my studio is now a dance hall. And then also yoga. So I'm not doing anything crazy, but I am doing something. And I will say, as hard as it is for me, because it's not natural to me, I feel really good. And especially if I've been doing this thing where I don't get coffee unless I exercise first on those days. So I have it all set out. I'm like, no, you don't get to eat breakfast or have coffee unless you do it. So anyway, success. That's been one success. 2 weeks isn't a long time, but at least it's a beginning. Okay, let's do some reading. Hey, before I forget to ask the public this, is there something weird sounding about this recording? It doesn't sound like it normally does. It's like my defaults on the compressor and the EQ and all of that sounds weird. Like this doesn't seem right to me. Am I crazy or is something really off? If you can hear it, let me know what I need to do to change it. It sounds horrible. All right. Well, anyway, this awesome bookstore I found, I walked out of there, oh my God, it was the best curated bookshop I have ever been to in my life, and it was huge. I can't remember if I talked to you guys about it or not. I don't think I did. The last bookstore I talked to you guys about was on Port Townsend, but this one was nearer to me, and it's been around for, I think, 45 years, and every book is in good condition. They're used in collectibles, but they're not expensive at all. And I don't know if there's any new books, but man, I came out of they have a really great poetry room, and I came out with some great stuff. This one being the most exciting in some ways, because I haven't heard of this at all. It's called Contemporary Kazakh Literature. Well, there's a series of them, and this one is the poetry one. And so this is published just this year by, let me tell you, National Bureau of Translations and Cambridge University Press. And it was like a project put on by the Modern Kazakh Literature in the Global World, and the first time any of these poems have been translated to English. So I'm going to I like all of these in this section. This is Valery Mikhailov, born 1946. There's a little bit of information on them, but it reads more like a resume, so I'm not going to read that to you. So let's make up something about him. He loves zucchini, and he is best friends with his dentist. All right, here we go. I'm just going to pick one at random. This is called, To Be Free of Everything. To be free of everything, to float somewhere like a cloud, glittery, snowy whiteness over the earth turning to evening, and there is nothing that you need. To try to catch the last glint of the sun, to fly rose-winged, to reflect the last light to someone in the darkness, where the darkness thickens. Okay. There's so many. Should I read you one more? Here, you know what? I'm just going to flip. I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce somebody's name if I just flip, because I had to practice and I tried to do research, but it's a little bit hard to do since a lot of these are new to the English language. Hold on, let me hit pause. I'm just going to flip until I see one. This is a huge book, by the way. And also, as always, I'm going to put a link so you can know where to purchase this book. I think it would be a good idea. And again, it's huge. It feels like a textbook. All right, I ended up on the page 461. This is Gulnar Salykbay. If I fall asleep, don't wake me up. That's the title. I like that already. If I fall asleep, don't wake me up. Be yourself, not the echoes of others. Don't look for me when I'm gone. You will know when I want to be found. Meet my evening with your sunrise. Be a song that will tremble my soul. If I'm old, make me glow like a full moon. Trust yourself. Leave the burden of doubts. You can move to a different planet, always searching for a happier place. But wherever you go, don't forget me, otherwise you'll forget yourself. Don't be surprised to see me standing apart, far from any crowds or streams. Be my friend that I'll never lose, like the earth catch my falling dreams. Don't pity me if I go astray. You won't scold me for that, will you? If I'm found in 1,000 years, everything I wrote will open your eyes. Blame me if I'm not at loud parties. Blame me for my past. One day I'll nest in your heart with my song written after the rain. Ooh, that's the end, by the way. Blame me if I'm not at loud parties. Blame me for my past. Hey-o! Oh! To quote everyone on The Sopranos. I can't stop doing that, by the way. Oh! That's what they do anytime something's shocking or upsetting. Or they walk in and somebody's got a new hairdo or something. Oh! Well, anyway, thank you to Gulnar Salykbay and, Valery Mikhailov. And thank you for allowing me to try to read things that I'm not as familiar with and also not as good at pronouncing these people's names. I hope everybody knows I'm doing my best, and I really do try to research and figure it out. But I am very in love with this book. I can't wait. Over the next couple of months, you'll be hearing a lot of these books that I found. Mainly old. This was the only new one I found. But anyway, I will link to that. You guys, if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, good luck to you. Just kidding. I have a show up at the Modern in Fort Worth, 20-year survey of my work. And starting this weekend, starting tomorrow, Friday the 13th, oh my God, I believe, I have some new items in my pop-up shop. You guys know I'm a crochet addict. I'm crocheting every day. And I made some new evening bags. Two are evening bags, like really high quality with a zipper pouch inside, or I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to talk about what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. And then 2 book bags, like tote bags. Anyway, they're there if you want them. And I should be mentioning that the bigger deal is that my show is up also. So check that out as well. What else do I have to tell you? I just hope you're doing well. I love you guys. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for being good to yourself. Thank you for being good to others. Remember, keep dying. Keep writing it down. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.